Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of A Few Beers and a Shot.
Yes, sir.
So, just bought the brand new car.
Yes, you did.
Yes, which we'll get into. But what's the beer for today, Mr. Long?
Well, today we are doing a wild sour variety pack from Destihl Brewing, which is in Normal, Illinois, which is just down I-55 from here.
It's the most normal town you'll ever see.
No, it's not that normal. It is pretty weird down there. I will be trying. My first one I'll be trying is a Lima Ua, a tropical ale, which is a Lima Ua means Hawaiian for 5 fruits. Is a refreshing sour ale that tastes like your favorite vacation in paradise. Pineapple, coconut, mango, passion fruit, and guava combined for a beer that is fruity, tart, and full of flavor. That sounds pretty good. What are you going to be doing?
I'm going to be drinking the Dragon Fruit Mango. It's the mango. Enjoy our sour ale bursting with tart fruit flavors and aromas of dragon fruit and mango. Delight in the brilliant fuchsia color and vibrant taste that delivers a bold experience with each sip. Cheers.
And they also have 2 other flavors, strawberry lemonade and lemon tart, which are also in this variety pack. The lemon tart is the mystery one. So, we'll see how these taste later on. So, let's see how these taste.
So, I got a question.
Yep.
Is this supposed to be a beer or
It's a beer. It's a sour beer. Okay, so do you know...
I just didn't know if it was supposed to be like a seltzer.
So you know what like sours are?
Yeah.
No, like the process, like it's actually really fucking gross.
Educate us.
So sour beers, basically like the yeast and everything spoils.
It's the yeast, baby.
And there's like mold and everything on it, and like they cut off the mold, and it's just it's old and expired shit that just becomes sour, and they filter it so that you could drink it.
They do that with in Mexico they do that with corn. You know how it gets that fungus?
Yeah.
It's called chayote.
Yeah.
In Mexico, we eat that shit.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people do that.
Well, isn't it like iwakoche?
Chayote.
No, chayote is a squash, dude.
No.
Isn't it ilacoche?
No. Do we need to Google
But I'm just saying, chayote is a squash, dude.
No.
I always thought it was ilacoche.
No. Pretty sure. God damn it, you're making me look bad.
Chayote, dude, chayote is a squash, man.
Hold on.
Ilacoche is the corn.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see what it's called.
Chayote is a squash, dude.
It is. Chayote is like a squash.
Yes, it is.
Huitlacoche.
Huitlacoche.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, we were close.
I was close, sir. All right, cheers. Let's taste these.
Yes, cheers.
All right.
I'm ashamed.
Let me smell. Ooh.
Yeah. Whoa, that's sour.
Oh, dude. Oh, this is actually really good.
Sour.
Oh, I like this.
It's 5.5 alcohol by volume.
So this tastes like, oh man, this is like fruit punch. This is like adult fruit punch with like a little hint of like Sour Patch Kids put into it.
Is that one sweet? Mine's not sweet at all.
No, this is not sweet. It's very, you can taste the pineapple and the coconut very pronounced. And it has like the other fruits, you can kind of feel them towards the end. But it's just like if you took Sour Patch Kids and just sprinkled it right on top. Oh, dude, I like this one.
This one tastes like it definitely tastes a lot of the dragon fruit.
Yeah.
And you get the hints of mango at the end. So.
Was it too sour for you?
It was surprising sour. I was trying to be and I was like, ooh.
Yeah, sours.
Sucking on a lemon.
Yeah, dude, sours will get you. I mean, the thing is I like them. I like sours a lot.
That's good on a hot.
Yes, I love sour beers. But the thing that got me is when I watched them being made, I didn't want to drink them anymore.
Well, you should never watch how they make chicken nuggets either.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying, like when I watched the process of sours, it really, I was like, turned off by it. But Destihl has been one of my favorite. Like whenever I see them at a bar or anything, like I will definitely try them. And they have a regular series of these two that are really good. So these I just saw was a different like summertime variety pack that I was like, all right, I gotta try these. So
Yeah.
And they're local-ish. They're right down the street.
True.
So back on you buying a newer vehicle to add to your fleet.
My 2-car fleet?
Yes, your 2-car fleet.
Yes. We just acquired a 2009 Challenger.
Yeah, unfortunately, he decided to buy one of the most stolen cars in Illinois at this time.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We're in a safe neighborhood. Ish.
We've had plenty of cars get stolen from this neighborhood, dude.
Yeah.
The dude across the street got shot up a couple times. His car.
Dude across the street from here?
Across the street and over to the right.
Oh. You know.
You forget that I used to work here.
Yeah, no, but you know, it's one of those what was he involved in kind of situations.
I get it.
Yeah. It's nice. It looks like a very modern General Lee.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother, he's a huge fan of not a huge fan, but he really likes Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
You know, back when they were on, and even the movie with Johnny Knoxville and Sean William Scott. It was a decent movie.
Jessica Simpson.
And he's like, "Are you gonna get the flag put on there?" I was like, "No." I was like, "You can't have that flag anymore."
Yeah, but you could get away with it if you put it on there, because you'd come out of it and they'd be like, "Oh, okay, well, he's all right, whatever. He could do it."
No, dude, I'm like the whitest looking Mexican alive.
He's just wandering around with that.
Yeah. Nah, dude, I am the whitest looking Mexican. And the dude that I bought it from, I think he was like Indian. Or he might have been like he was Middle Eastern for sure.
Okay.
He heard me talking on the phone because my brother called me to see if I needed, him to come get me or whatever.
Yeah.
Or help me with the cars. And he's like, "You're fucking Mexican?" And I was like, "Yeah, you didn't pick that up from my name." He's like, "It's just you don't look like Mexican." I was like, "Yeah, dude, I'm like 100% Mexican." He's like,
"Well, don't you remember?
It's weird.
I had to break up a fight."
Yes,
because of you being Mexican and somebody not believing.
It wasn't my fault.
Somebody not believing that you were Mexican.
You know what? That's a funny story. We should get into that
without
dropping names.
I will let you talk yours. I'll let you do the.
Well, I don't think they need my POV or my point.
No, you do need your POV because you were the victim.
But you were there, so
yes. But I could do my part in between. But I feel like you need to talk from your point of view, being a Mexican, being accused of not being Mexican.
Yes.
While you're proving how Mexican you are.
Yes.
So.
I basically needed to show up like Canelo with the Mexican flag wrapped around my shoulders.
Pretty much, that's what you needed to do.
And I don't think he would have believed it.
No, he still would have been like, "No, man."
So, this nameless character, ex-co-worker of yours.
Yep.
Who lives not too far from here. So let's recount the events.
Start in the beginning.
You called me up. You're like, "Hey, my buddy's having food at his house, and people are just gonna be dropping by. Let's go." I'm like, "All right, cool." So
Well, I was already there.
Yeah, you were there. I was like, "I'm just gonna walk there because it's literally down the street." And you introduced me to this guy. You tell him my name. "Hey, this is my buddy Juan," and he's like, "No, it's not."
Well, first you got to understand this guy. I have stories on this guy that go back even past this. Whenever he gets a drop of alcohol in him, he becomes very violent and crazy. And I'll tell about that story that happened on my birthday too. We could talk about that after this one. But as soon as he gets an overabundance of alcohol in his system, he becomes very aggressive. And when Juan met him at that specific time, he was already
very intoxicated.
He was already in a case and a half of Corona Familiar.
Yeah.
So he was already a case and a half in.
We show up with some beer.
And you showed up with more, and I showed up with a 12-pack of Modelo when I got there.
Yeah.
And you brought more.
Modelo.
Yes.
Because I like Modelo.
Yes. So No, you.
Okay, so
Come
now
on.
this person's already 9 shits to the wind. And I get there and I'm like, hey man, what's up, Juan? Blah, blah, blah. So you're not Mexican. I'm like, well, did he just start like that? Like, very, I
As
don't
soon
know.
as you said your name,
Yeah.
he's like, "You ain't fucking Mexican."
Yeah.
And
So
you're like,
then I don't recall 100% if it was like right off the bat he got like kind of aggressive with that, but like he thought I was just kidding. Like he's like, nah, this is it. This is a white dude. What are you talking about? I'm like, no, dude. I was like, we were going back and forth for about 5 minutes, and I'm like, do you want to see my ID or something? He's like, yeah. So I was like, here's my driver's license, dude. My name is Juan Jose Gonzalez. And I was like, and my mother's maiden name is Lopez. So that's my second last name. I'm like I have the most basic Mexican name out there. Like, if you look me up, I'm probably in debt somewhere in
yeah,
my part of the world.
you're the John Smith of Mexicans.
John Smith, John Doe.
Yep.
I'm like, and he's like, no, you're not Mexican. I'm like, all right, how do I prove it to this fucking guy? So then I started talking Spanish to him,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't think he knows Spanish.
He does. No, he does.
Because he wasn't picking
Oh no,
up
he knows. He knows a lot of Spanish, dude. Like he does.
But he kept answering me in English. That's the funny thing.
Because he
like,
was that drunk, man.
Anyway. So I'm talking to this dude in Spanish. And then he's like, yeah, I don't believe it. I'm like, put on some Mexican music, bro. I'll sing Mexican music. So we put on Vicente Fernandez.
Mm-hmm.
We put on some other regional music. No, you're not Mexican. You're not Mexican. Whole night. Until he passed out. I think he was having dreams about me not being Mexican.
Yeah, dude. He was getting ready to fight you.
Yeah.
Because he was like, this motherfucker ain't Mexican. I know this fucker ain't Mexican. I'm like, nah, he's pretty Mexican, dude. I'm like, he's there. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Like, you live there. You came from there. Like, you were there. He's. I mean, there you go.
You can't be more Mexican.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's funny.
Well, then he passes out, and we had to clean up his house and fucking put out the fire.
Oh, not only that, he passed out. We still drank for like another hour there. And,
yeah.
Like, and other people kept showing up and leaving after he was fucking blitzed, which was hilarious. I'm just like, this dude's he's not here.
No, the best
and
part.
I could just see the look on his wife's face. She was so embarrassed for him.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, I felt bad for her. I was like, that's why I was like, I guess we can clean. I was like, it's not my house, but I guess we can clean up a little bit.
Well, the best part of the story is what comes after with his uncle.
Oh yeah. So go ahead.
I know you know him. Like you go on to it.
So it turns out that a previous employment of mine, there was this gentleman, older gentleman, Mexican gentleman, very cool gentleman. And I was telling him the story. I was like, yeah, I went to this fucking dude's house and we were drinking, and he, for the life of him, wouldn't believe that I was Mexican. And I told him, I was like, he is
he does this.
He does this.
He lives over here
in this area. And his uncle was like, oh, what's his name? I might know him. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, oh yeah, I go out there and cook for those guys sometimes, like, for my nephew and his friends. And I was like, it's so and so. He's like, oh, that is my nephew. I was like, your nephew's a fucking dumbass. And he's like, oh, I know. That was the best part. He just flat out, I was like, your nephew's an idiot. He's like, I know. He's like, did he get pissed drunk and like pass out? I was like, yes. He's like, yeah, I know. He's like, he didn't believe you were Mexican? I was like, no. Even though I talked Spanish, I sang in Spanish, I showed him my ID. My friend that I've known practically most of my life told him, I've known this guy. He's not like a sleeper cell Russian or something. He's fucking Mexican, dude. He's like, no. He's not fucking Mexican, dude. That was it. That was a...
And dude, even when after like we would talk at work and stuff, he would still be like, that guy ain't fucking Mexican, dude. I'm like, yeah, he is. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you, man. I'm like, yeah, he looks whiter than me, but
no,
he's not.
No, I'm not. I don't look whiter than you.
Yeah, if I'm outside, dude, and I'm tanned, yeah, you do.
Well, if I'm tanned, they get a nice brown color.
Yeah, me too.
You still
We could walk walk down Cicero, and they'll both speak in Spanish to both of us.
That reminded me of that time freshman year when everybody was getting pennied the last day of school. Pennied, shoved in lockers.
Oh, dude.
And we were just wildly like, you guys seen any freshmen? Yeah, they went that way.
Yep. Dude, actually, another funny story about high school. Well, freshman year, too.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember this dude. I was at my locker. We'll get back to the... Actually, let me get back to finishing the story about how crazy that dude is first.
Okay.
And then we'll go back into high school.
Yeah.
So it's my birthday. All right?
Yes.
And a couple of dudes from work were like, oh, hey, let's go out for your birthday. Let's have a couple drinks. Whatever. We went to one bar, and there was a bigger group of us. We had dinner. We had a couple drinks, whatever. And then a part of the group left. And the rest of the group was like, oh, dude, let's just keep drinking. Let's just keep drinking. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's go. It's my birthday. Yeah. So we go to Double J's, and we're at Double J's. And Double J's, there wasn't really that many people there that night because it's December, so there's not a lot of people out. But it was like, whatever, we're there hanging out, and we're in one table, and another table, there's a mixed group of guys and girls.
Right.
Okay. So there was probably about, I'd say maybe like nine of them, 5 of us. Actually, there was only 4 of us at that time. So we're just standing there hanging out, just having a good time. And a girl walked from the group that she was at to go to the bathroom. And in order to go to the bathroom, she had to walk past us.
Mm-hmm.
No big deal. Like, that's just the way of the bar. And as she walked by, she heard the dudes like cheer me a shot for my birthday. And she's like, "Oh my God, it's your birthday!" I'm like, "Yeah, it's my birthday. No big deal." She goes, "Can I do?"
You didn't know it was my birthday?
But she's like, "Oh my God, can I like buy you a shot for your birthday, whatever?" I'm like, well, if you want to. I'm like, I don't care. Like, you don't have to. Like,
yeah,
I am not going to put you in any obligation to do this. She's like, "No, don't worry, I got it." So she goes and she buys me and her a shot, and we do a shot for my birthday. She goes to the bathroom, goes back to her group, and a dude kind of like gives us a look for whatever reason, and then she like comes back over with a beer to like cheers us for my birthday again. She goes, "Hey, sorry, I'm like, that's my ex-boyfriend. We all have the same friend group, so he's just looking over here getting jealous, blah blah blah."
They didn't know how to split the kids up in the divorce.
But she's like, "Hey, no worries, no big deal. Like, I'm still want to just cheers you because it's your birthday." I'm like,
and you're just like, yeah,
and I'm just like, whatever, dude. Like, it's cool. Like, cheers. So then they go back, and dude looks over again. And our friend,
yes,
who is
your friend,
yeah, I guess so. All right, he looks at me. He goes, "Bro, that fucking dude needs to stop looking over here." And I'm like, "It's all good, man. Don't worry about it. It's good. Just chill." He's like, "No, that fucking dude needs to stop looking." I'm like, "Dude, it's completely fine." Dude, he's like, I'm like, "It's his ex-girlfriend. He's mad that she came over here. No big deal."
Right.
So we just keep going, just having our time. His brother shows up, and his brother just got off of work, and it's like, dude, probably like fucking 11:30. His brother gets off work. He sits next to him, and he's like, "Oh man, how many beers have you guys had?" We're like, "Oh, this is like our 3rd bucket or so since we've been here, and there's like 5 of us, so like a bucket doesn't really, that's not a lot of beers for each person." He's like, "Okay, I'll be right back," and his brother goes and comes back with 3 buckets and sets them down on the table. And we're like, "Dude, why did you buy so many beers?" He goes, "Oh." He goes, no. He goes, "This bucket's for you guys. These 2 buckets are for me." And we're like, "What?" He goes, "I got to catch up."
Yep.
So boom, boom, just starts slamming these beers, dude. So now I'm like, "Oh my God, like, dude, like, what kind of night are we planning here?" So now we're still just hanging out.
New Year's Eve?
Yeah, so now we're still just hanging out, whatever. And she comes back a 3rd time and is like, "Oh, I'm so happy it's your birthday." Don't even remember this girl at all, like her name, whatever. Gives me a hug. I'm like, "Okay, cool, whatever, thanks." We had another beer or a shot, and she just went on her way. She was very nice. She was a very nice person. Like, I wasn't thinking of anything.
There was no hidden agenda there.
So she was just genuinely being a nice person.
Right.
So now, like, 3 dudes of that group turn over and look at our way. I get an elbow. I'm like, "These motherfuckers keep looking at us, bro." I'm like, "Dude, just chill out. It's no big deal." He goes, "No." He's like, "We're going to get in a fucking fight tonight." I'm like, no, we're not, dude. I'm like, no, we're not. And then he says the magical words, don't worry, bro. I got my gun on me in case things really get bad. I turn around. I go to the bartender. Check, please.
Yep.
I pay the tab. It's my fucking birthday. I pay the tab and I go, hey, guys, I'm going home. It was nice knowing you. I'll see you guys at work tomorrow. And I fucking left. And I'm like, I am not dealing with that.
Yeah.
And actually, I have another story with him. When we got in, well, I probably shouldn't talk about that. Yeah.
Well, if you think you shouldn't.
I probably shouldn't.
You can tell me off the air.
Yeah, fuck it. I don't work there anymore. I don't give a fuck. So, we were down the street from here.
Yeah.
And we're hanging out, playing pool, having a good time.
Two?
Yeah, just hanging out, having a good time, just playing pool, no big deal, whatever. Yeah. And a guy walks in, and it's a guy that I have history with, work related. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, no big deal, whatever. He notices me, and he just decides that he wants to be a pest.
Oh, I hate that shit.
So he walks over, and he's like casually fucking with us. And I told him, like, look, dude, I'm not working right now. I'm like, whatever happened, happened. Game's over. I'm in my world. You're in your world. Leave me alone. I don't care.
Right.
So then he's just like, okay, cool. And he leaves, and then he comes back. And then I go up to the bartender, who I knew at the time. I'm like, hey, like, you need to get this guy over to this side of the bar. Because if you don't, it's just not going to be good. Mm. And I don't want to deal with it. Just bring him over on this side. So then she brings him over there, and it's good for a minute. And then we're sitting there hanging out, and then we finish playing pool, and we go back, and now we're sitting at the bar, and he's still like just casually just doing jabs like over our direction. So my friend calls him over, and he goes, look, man, you got until the time I'm done taking a piss to leave this fucking bar. Otherwise, I'm throwing you out of the bar. And the guy's like, all right, man, I'm leaving. My buddy stands up, takes 2 steps towards the bathroom, turns around, grabs him, fucking throws him into a wall, and just, it's on at that point. Yeah. So I run over there. I grab the dude, open up the door, and I just throw him outside. And then we lock the door to the bar. And that
this was after hours, though.
No. This is like 1:00. So,
okay.
So we throw him out, lock the door, and then the bartender ends up kicking everyone else out of the bar, except for me and my 2 buddies who were there. And so he's just like, this dude's just like sleeping in a car that got thrown out, and everybody else leaves, and we're just drinking beers with the bartender. And we're just sitting there drinking, having a good time. Now the bar's closed, and we're still drinking. And then she's like, all right, guys, it's time for everybody to go home. We're like, all right, cool. So we had to drive him home. So we drove him home, and then I drove home. And I get a call at like 11, 12 o'clock the next morning. And he's like, dude. He's like, hey, man. I'm like, hey, what's up? He goes, dude, I don't know what the fuck happened last night. He goes, I got home, and I got in an argument with my wife, and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, why? He goes, I need you to clarify something with me. I'm like, yeah, what's up, dude? He goes, the bar closes at 2, right? I'm like, yeah. He goes, so we were home at 2, right? I'm like, no. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, dude, the bar closed at 2. We didn't leave until like 3:45.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? I'm like, dude, I dropped you off at like 3:45 because I didn't get home until 4.
Yeah.
And next thing he's like this, oh, dude, hang on 1 second. Babe, I'm sorry. So he ends up, we drop him off. And I thought he's just going to walk in the house, go to bed. So he walks outside because it's like during the summertime. He walks around the house, and he's sitting outside, and he called somebody. He called like a friend of his or something, and he's talking to them. His wife comes out. She's like, "What are you doing? It's 4 a.m. and you're yelling and screaming." He goes, "Woman, get your ass back inside. It's only 2 o'clock in the morning." She goes, "No, it's 4." He goes, "No, woman, the bar closed at 2 and I'm home. It's closed and it's 2." So then she goes back in the house, whatever, and then he calls me.
Did he tell her, and Juan's not Mexican?
Yeah, no, he didn't do that. So then he like comes back and I confirm that it was not 2 o'clock, that it was actually 4. So he goes and apologizes to her. And dude, like, and then the best part about it is that everyone else who I know that hangs out with him
His stories
have stories very similar, because he goes from 0 to 100 in a matter of seconds, dude.
So I like to think when I'm drunk, I'm a happy drunk, which I tend not to get too
You do,
drunk
but
anymore.
sometimes you try to be that way.
Nah.
There was a couple times where like I had to tell you to chill out, because you were like trying to like be like somewhat overly competitive about shit, and then you were getting like mad about stuff, and I'm like, "Nah, dude, just like chill out." Like, I remember that there was a few times I'm like, "Bro, pump the brakes, man."
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not, exempt to that happening. It could happen to anybody. I'm just saying I tend to be a happy drunk.
Yeah, sometimes. It depends on who else is there.
True.
Because, I mean, I've had to break up numerous fights amongst people, and I'm just like, dude, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah.
But then back to our high school stories with the pennies, like when that shit happened, and then I remember there was another time. It was like in the middle of the school year, I think. I'm in my locker just switching out books for my classes, and this fucking dude comes behind me, turns me around, and like slams me up against the lockers, and I'm like, "Who the fuck are you, dude?" He goes, "You're Kyle, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "You were talking to so and so and blah blah." I'm like, "Whoa, hang on 1 sec." He's like, "What?" I'm like, "What's the last name that you're looking for?" And he's like, "What?" I'm like, "Kyle, what last name are you looking for?" And he tells me the last name. I'm like, "Oh, nope." I'm like, "That dude's locker's down that way, dude." I'm like, "He's taller, blonde hair, not me." Yeah. And he goes, "Oh shit, bro, I'm really sorry." And then like fucking goes down the hallway to try to find him.
Dude, I almost had a situation like that with a certain baseball player who was known for being rowdy. We had a girlfriend that was at Wezzo's homecoming party. She was one of the outrageous dancing girls.
Mm-hmm.
And this girl was being like super sweet on me at that time. For some reason, I guess they'd broken up, and she's like, "I need somebody to make this guy jealous with her," or whatever. Because they had like a long relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Probably.
I'll tell you.
Are they married right now?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Does she have dark hair?
No, she was blonde. It was one of those chicks that you're like, how are you even in the same like circle? She I think she was a cheerleader, and I was in football at that, but I was like, I don't even know that crowd.
So she's a cheerleader?
Yeah, it's not the ones from junior high, by the
way. Okay.
I'll give you the initials. It's NZ. I think you had
probably too. Dude, yeah.
So you remember who her?
That was all passed around, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at one point, that was a time
I have a story about her too.
Okay. Yeah. So at that point,
and I was pissed, but I was
she was fucking dedicating songs to me, and I was like, okay.
I was pissed but happy at the same time.
Oh, dude! Once I found out like there was gonna be an ass kicking on the way and everything, and all my I hung out with Knack, Burger.
You don't need to drop names. I know who you hung out with.
I'm just saying last names. I'm not saying who. But all those were like, dude, just it ain't worth it. And I was like, I don't care. I was like, I wasn't even provoking it. I'm like, she just came to me, and I was like, hey, what's up? Cool, whatever. She was like, oh, this and that, and I was just like, all right. I was oblivious because I was like, dude, I got shit going on.
Yeah.
And yeah, I almost caught an ass whooping because of that.
Nope, not me, dude. I had a few moments with that, a few interactions.
Yeah. No, I'm glad I avoided that.
And I got her making out with another chick for a while.
Yeah, I heard about
And then they're like, "Oh, you want to come in on this?" I'm like, "Okay."
Sure.
Like, you guys don't have to tell me twice. But then that was short.
Me with a good time.
But then it was short-lived. So
yeah,
and I'm glad that was over with.
Yeah. You know, I go back and I think about
try a pink lemonade.
Like oh yeah, what am I trying? Oh, another dragon fruit.
Do lemon. Try the lemon.
I already opened this one. Do you remember some of the hot teachers? There was
two.
Yes, two.
There was two that I know of. There could have been more, but out of the classes that I had and everything, there was two.
Yes, it was JS. You know what I'm talking about? Literature.
No, there was JG. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one.
Uh-huh.
The other one was Joy.
I don't know that one.
She was literature. She was fucking hot too. She had an ankle tattoo.
I thought.
And
wait, no.
we had a desk kind of like
the
this
blonde,
table.
right?
No.
Oh.
We had a table kind of like this for desks, and there would sit two of us.
Hmm.
And she was like the one that would like kind of sit on the desk and like, yeah. And I remember I had you remember Myers?
Mm-hmm.
He was a cool dude. He would always like, dude, do these drawings for me. I want to give them to my girl. And I'm like, all right. I used to do like a bunch of little sketch drawings.
Yeah.
And he's like, put this on it. I'm like, all right. And he would tell his girlfriend, he's like, yeah, baby, I drew these for you. She's like, no, you didn't. She's like, I appreciate it, but don't say you drew them. Just say, you got them for me. And I was like, yeah, man, don't fucking lie. Try to take my credit. Like, it's not like I'm going to say, hey, this is for me. No, it's from him.
No, the two teachers I remember both had G's as their last name.
No, then there was three.
So I don't know that one.
No. I remember my Spanish teacher. Because I took Spanish one year because I was like, I need an easy.
I took Spanish until they told me I didn't need it. And I was like, oh, fuck it, I'm out of here.
You definitely need it.
Because it was my junior year, and I'm in there with a whole bunch of freshmen.
Yeah.
And they're telling me, like, oh, why do you do this and do that? I'm like, I already do that.
Dude, I took Spanish my junior year. Because I was like, I need an easy A. I need to bring up that GPA about. Because I was supposed to graduate in December.
Mm-hmm.
And I needed to get those credits knocked out. And the teacher, she was this Polish lady. Not lady, because she was like a young teacher.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't one of the good ones, though. Not one of the hot ones.
No.
And I ended up becoming her TA. Because she's like, well, you already know Spanish. I was like, are you just going to give me an A? She's like, well, yeah. She's like, but you need to be my TA, and you need to help me with the, like grading and shit. And I was like, all right. So it was cool because I got to do that during study hall. To kind of just wander the halls a little bit, without supervision.
Yeah.
Not like we had an Elvis running around like, hey, you can't be out here. But it was still a good time. She hated that I was like she would ask me something and I was like, this is how you say it. I was like, just because you married a Mexican guy doesn't mean you know Spanish, lady.
Yes, it does.
I appreciate the effort, but
I'm Spanish by injection.
I got vaccinated in Spanish. I had a couple people, all young, like mostly younger classmates too.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up just sitting in the back and
I have two funny stories with one of those teachers.
Okay.
And the one was the history teacher.
Wolf?
No, the hot chicks.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That history teacher.
Okay.
So there was one night, and actually Kevin was there. This is even better, dude. Kevin was at this party with me.
Okay.
So me and Kevin, there was a few people that I knew that lived down Archer in the city from us. And one girl was having a birthday party.
Oh, yes, you told me this.
And so we're like, all right, let's go to this party, dude. Let's have a good time. I'm like, all right, cool. Kevin's coming with me because Phil's like, no, I don't want to go. I'm going to
clarify that this is post high school.
This is during high school.
Was it during high school?
This was during high school. No.
Okay.
I was a sophomore. Yeah. I was a sophomore.
Okay.
So I was a sophomore, so that would make Kevin 8th grade?
Yeah. Something like that.
Something like that. So that's what's going on. We're staying at Phil's house. And Phil didn't want to come. Phil's like, no, man, I'm just going to hang out on AOL and whatever in chat rooms. So we're like, all right, whatever, dude. Gay. So we hop on Kevin's bike and we take off down Archer to this house party for this girl's birthday. And Kevin's just like, this is crazy, dude. Like, I just toss him in with a whole bunch of Catholic schoolgirls from Chicago. And he's having a great time. And I'm hanging out with the people that I knew. I go outside into the backyard. And I'm outside in the backyard and I hear a familiar voice. I look over and we make eye contact. And she's like, Kyle? Is that you? I'm like, oh, hey.
Miss So-and-so.
Miss So-and-so, how you doing? She's like, oh, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm just at my friend's house for a birthday party. I'm like, what about you? She goes, oh, this is where I live with my parents. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. As I'm taking the beer and putting it behind my back so she doesn't see it, she's like, what are you guys doing over there? I'm like, oh, we're just hanging out, having a good time, listening to some music, just what normal kids do.
Praying.
She's like, oh, that's fun. She goes, are you drinking right now? I'm like, no, I'm not drinking right now. She goes, all right, you better not. But if you need a ride home, just let me know. And I'm like, all right, I will. Actually, I got 3 stories with this woman. So later that night, I'm pretty sure Kevin hooked up with one of the girls at this party. I didn't, but I'm pretty sure he did. And then we ended up just riding our bikes back home, and that was the end of it. But it was pretty funny that I ran into her, and she lived next door to these people.
Yeah.
So then fast forward like a week or 2 later, I missed a couple days of school for something and had to retake a test. And she's like, Kyle, you got to remake this test. When can you do it? I'm like, all right, can I come in during study hall? And I'll just take it during whatever class you have. And she's like, well, when is it? I'm like, oh, this is my study hall period. She goes, oh, that's my free period. So good. You can come in and you can take it. You won't be disturbing a class and the class won't bother you. So be good. I'm like, all right, cool.
I have one of those.
So I come in and I'm taking the test. And she's wearing like a low-cut shirt and a skirt, right? And I'm just taking the test. She sits on my desk while I'm taking this test. So, like, here's the door to the classroom. I'm sitting here. And she's sitting on my desk. And she's watching me take this test. And I'm like, all right, this is pretty cool. I'm liking where this is going. Next thing I know, she walks into her supply closet. And she's like, Kyle, can you take a break from your test and come here for a second?
I'm stuck in
So
the
I'm thinking, like, so right now I'm thinking, dude, it's on. It's gonna happen. This is what this is what dreams are made of, right? I walk around.
She's going to jail.
And then she's like, could you get this for me? I'm like, motherfucker. I'm like, I'm all pissed. I'm like, damn it. Yeah, whatever. I'll get it for you. Give it to her. And
hold on, let me put this away.
Yeah, I'm like, hang on a second. I got to stretch for a second. So I go, give it to her, go back, finish my test. Done with that. And then like another like couple days go by. And I'm walking home from school. And I literally lived right across the street.
Yeah.
So I'm walking I didn't walk out the front of the school. I walked out the back. So I'm walking through the parking lot to then go to the round. And she's driving out. She's like, "Oh, Kyle, do you need a ride home?" I'm like,
"Yes."
I'm like, "Oh." I'm like, "Oh, no." I'm like, "I live right there. It's no big deal." She's like,
"You should have said yes."
Well, she's like, "If you need a ride, I will give you a ride home." And I'm like, "No, I'm good." I'm like, "I live right there." She goes, "No, for real. Like, if you need a ride home, I'm more than happy to give you a ride home."
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Dude, I know. Oh. And the crazy thing is that same exact situation happened when I was, I had a fucking awesome sophomore year. Because this happened my sophomore year, too. The senior was like, dude, I'll give you a ride home. And she was like, do you want to ride home? And I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'll hop in the car. We didn't go home.
Yeah.
We drove somewhere else, and then I got home.
Yeah.
And that was cool.
Leave it at that.
I can't talk about that.
Yeah, leave it at that.
There's actually a couple instances with her that I cannot talk about on the air. Yeah, those were good times. But anyway,
stop you before you get going.
Well, anyway, but though there was 3 instances with this one teacher where I'm like, dude, it has to happen.
Yeah,
it has to happen. And then the other one, who also has who had the last name of G, who was the English teacher.
Yeah.
When I was taking the ACT, SAT, whatever it was, dude,
SATs.
that was awesome too. 'Cause she was all like, she was sitting next to me the whole time, and then she sat on top of the desk with me, and then she would like call me out into the hallway and everything, and I'm like, why am I the only one getting singled out with this?
What do you think?
And then the best part about it is that the dude that she was dating got fired for banging a student.
Oh.
Ooh.
That's messed up.
Oh,
what do you think about all those teachers that end up in jail because they slept with students?
Why weren't they in high school from 1999 to 2003?
They were probably in high school.
I'm just saying.
No, they were probably in junior high.
Why weren't they teaching between 1999 and 2003? Because our age group would have kept our mouths shut.
Yeah.
We would have been like, this is cool. And we would have just kept on going with it. And nobody would have known. And actually, even if they would have known, nobody would have said anything because they were happy for it.
Dumb enough to fucking say something. It would have been like that movie, well, not to that extent, but what's that Adam Sandler movie where he banged this teacher? That's My Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like that.
Oh, man.
See, my story was I had missed school for a couple of days also. I'm not going to get into the details of that. But since I missed assignments, I had to go back and watch The Scarlet Letter with this teacher after our school, alone, until this other dumb fuck was like, hey, can I review it? I wasn't paying attention. Right when we were like, it was one of those like, you know, the two chairs. Like, she could have been reading papers.
Yeah.
She could have been doing something else. She's like, no.
I want to watch it.
I want to watch the movie with you. I want to see how much you're absorbing of this. And it was The Scarlet Letter, man. You know, it's one of those
adultery.
Yes. And I was like, this is cool. And it was like, it was after school, and for whatever reason, the classroom door was locked. The dude had to knock. He couldn't just come in. I was like, and I was a junior at the time. I was like, am I missing something here? I'm like, is this happening? Like, am I about to be on the Hall of Fame? And then some dumb diddler had to knock on the door. I was like, can we watch this movie in parts? I kind of feel like I need to go tend to something in the bathroom right now.
Yeah, dude. If only we had teachers like that are all scandalous nowadays.
Yeah.
You know? Bitches.
Yeah. The question was, what do you think about those kids that said something, like, to their parents, to their moms?
Fuck them. Okay? That was years of experience that they could have used to channel into future relationships. Yeah. And they just let it go. Yes, is it illegal? Yeah. But it's also...
Well, so here's that.
It's like having a...
Here's
here,
a double
you know what
standard.
it is? It's like Back to the Future, that almanac, that sports almanac.
Yeah.
You could go back in time and just have all this stuff.
Well, okay, so there's a double standard.
It is, yeah. All right, here.
Here's the thing, though.
Yes.
Why can't want that to happen?
Why can't the one double standard be for us that is completely different than she needs to be hot, have a whole bunch of money, do this, do that, do this. All we were like was like, all we want is a hot older lady to bang us when we're 15. That's it. Here, look at the list of what they need.
Oh yeah.
Compared to what we're asking for. Yeah. They need all this shit.
Yeah, they have all these requirements.
Yeah, their requirements are so high. We're like, you just need to have a pulse and be like decent.
Here's the thing. Have you ever seen the memes where they're like talking about like girls need a guy to be like 6'5", make $100,000 a month, and buy her Gucci bags every week or whatever? I mean, do you see the guys like what, like the guy falling in love with the fucking cashier girl at fucking McDonald's?
Well, dude, the best one is
what does she need to do? Exist.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Red pill, blue pill. When I watch them, they did the best one when they're asking all the girls like, "What do you want in a guy?" Like, oh, to be 6 foot, this with this and this and this, and like, okay, so you have all those things, and how much do you want as a yearly salary? Like, oh, like a 95 to 100 grand a year. So okay, that's like 0.00004% of the population, right? And they're all looking at you like, what? They're like, that's like not even 1% of the population.
Right.
And then he goes, what makes you?
What do you bring to the table?
And everybody's like, whoa, and it's
I'm a snack.
yeah. Oh, that fucking. the memes with that one where they play Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah. Oh my god. Dude.
And it's a dude.
Is it really?
I think they're trans.
Wow.
I think.
I could see it.
I mean, it would make sense.
I'm
not going to be mean. I'm going to be mean. I'm going to have to text you this because I can't say it.
Okay.
I'm just going to text you it real quick.
But,
because...
yeah, that double standard's crazy. Or even when you see the fucking some of the interviews where they stop the chicks on the street and ask them shit like that.
I know.
And they're like, oh, and it's just like, dude, what do you bring to the table? Like, I feel bad sometimes because I'm like, I lucked out, dude. Like, my wife demands things of me, but then, like, I'm like, I demand things of her. And I'm like, she's a certain way, but, like, I'm like, I lucked out. I could definitely 100% be way worse.
Oh yeah, so could I.
That's why I'm like, I lucked out.
Like, Colleen makes me mad, but at the end of the day, like, I'm happy.
Let's see what you said. yeah, pretty much.
Like, look at it. It's just like,
nah, dude.
The first time I saw it, I was like, wait a minute. That's close.
Pretty fucking close.
Yeah, I know.
You'd actually be insulting him at that point.
Maybe.
You would.
Yeah?
Yeah, that chick was fucked up.
I know.
With a capital FUCKUP exclamation point underline bold.
It's all just fucked up.
Yeah. Head to toe. Then they've never fucking read A Song of Ice and Fire. They don't know it's a book.
Yep.
They think it's all just a TV show.
So you did another dragon fruit?
Yeah. I grabbed one. I didn't realize what flavor it was.
I did the strawberry lemonade, and it's actually like, here, you should try this one. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, afterwards.
Here, try it. Oh, try it. It's actually pretty on point as far as tasting like strawberry lemonade.
Oh, yeah. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Did you try this?
No.
It's fucking sour as fuck. Yeah.
Oh,
Dragon fruit mango, baby. It's the yeast.
Ooh.
Right?
Oh, dude. Okay. This one.
Try drinking that after you mow the lawn.
This one tastes like you're actually drinking strawberry lemonade.
That's all dragon fruit.
But it has alcohol in it. Yeah. Like, it doesn't have. It's sour, but sour as if you were drinking lemonade, I think.
Yeah.
This one is. Yeah. Oh, that one is just sour, dude. Like, and that dragon fruit, like, grit at the back.
Yep.
It's in the back of my throat. Ooh. Not a fan of that one. I like the strawberry lemonade one. I like this one, the Hawaiian one. I do want to try the lemon one, though. I think we should knock that one open real quick and do that one.
Sure. We need to...
How about we split that one as our shot?
Okay.
So that way we can do that one and just see how that is, and we can end it on that.
Yes, sir. Pop that bitch open.
Oh, dude, that's so good.
Yeah, this one is kind of like I'm powering through it.
This one... Oh, this is a seltzer. That's why. So this one is a seltzer. The strawberry lemonade. The other ones are sour beers. So this one, that's why it's so mild, dude.
Yeah.
Because this is a seltzer. And
it's still sour though.
But it's not like it's lighter. Like, it feels more
watered down a little bit.
Yeah. So that's why. Okay. I'm good with that.
Whew.
And then while we do our little outro here, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, listen to us on Spotify and YouTube.
Yes.
And also, if you can check us out at our sister channel,
yes,
Last Call Sports with Mr. Casey's schedule.
Yeah.
We're in the works of bringing that up to speed and doing some more with that and kind of making a few beers a bigger thing than it is. So
branching out.
Yep. Do you want to put this in a glass, or you just want to?
I'll just do a shot of it because I still got to finish this.
Yeah, so do I. I still got to finish mine.
Okay, pour half of it.
All right, I'll pour some in this glass for you. How about
Okay, that works. Yeah.
Whew. It smells very lemony.
Lemony wise.
It smells. I mean, it smells really good.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
Oh, you want a little more?
A little more. There you go. That's good right there.
All right.
Let me let's get this foam down. Gotta bring the head down. Down.
Yeah.
Down.
All the way to the base.
Take it all, baby. All right. Yeah, so check us out on wherever you get your podcasts. YouTube, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and everything else. Oh, we've been promising campfire stories.
Yes, campfire stories will be coming back. We'll be doing those soon. We just need to.
You need to read up on your.
Well, we need to come up with and have an actual amount of ideas that we want to do, to where we're actually talking about them.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing those, and I think with both of the pods that we got coming up, we should be doing some merch as well. So that is also in the works. I'm trying to work on it. I'm trying to get some ideas put together for stickers and T-shirts and anything else I can think of. So those will also be coming out in the near future as well. So
awesome.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
And everybody have a good night.
Good night.
Oh, yeah. I like that one.